Researchers have been analyzing the number of women in the United Kingdom who enroll in STEM courses. They studied the enrollment rates by gender in 4 STEM courses for the academic year 2017 to 2018: physical sciences, mathematical sciences, computer sciences, engineering, and technology. They found significant differences in the enrollment rates. Though the gap in the enrollment rates of the two genders was significant in many courses, you have a blank. So here the graph tells us the courses 2017 to 2018, the 4 areas of physical science, mathematical science, computer science, engineering, technology, and then you have the percentage of students enrolling in them. The blue stands for the men, the orange stands for the women. Now take a look at the question. Which choice effectively uses data from the table, from the graph, to complete the sentence? Option A. The least gap in the enrollment rate was in the physical science course, in which 39% of the students enrolled were women. Option B. Computer science and engineering and tech courses saw an equal number of women. Option C. The percentage of women that enrolled in computer science and engineering was similar. And option D. Mathematical sciences was the second most popular course of women. First, let us try to understand the focus of the text. Towards the end, you can see the focus of the text. So the focus of the text is that, right, although these numbers were great, they found significant differences in the enrollment rates. That's the first clue. And then you have, though the gap in the enrollment rates was significant in many courses. So since you have this though here, it clearly means that the prediction should contradict the sentence. So let's make a note of the text. Though the gap in enrollment rates were different in many courses, so the blank has to mean something like this. It should convey contrast about the courses in which the gap was not very high. So that would clearly fill the blank. So you'll get something like this. Though the gap in the enrollment rates of two genders was significant in many courses, like for example, computer science and engineering, it was really significant, right? So though it was significant in certain courses, it was less in some courses. So you could give examples of physical science and mathematical science where the gap was not significant. So that's what we're looking for. Let's take a look at the options one by one. Option A, the least gap in the enrollment rates was in the physical science course, in which 39% of the students enrolled were women. So that clearly gives us an answer about the least gap, the physical sciences courses. So that would clearly contradict the fact that there were courses where the gap was really high. So let us keep A on hold. Moving to option B, computer science and engineering and tech courses saw an equal number of women. Now this data discusses the percentage of students in both genders, whereas the choices discussed clearly are the number of women. So the number of women cannot be determined from the percentage. Therefore, B is eliminated. Moving on to option C. The percentage of women that enrolled in computer science and engineering tech courses were very similar. Now again, C is factually correct, but it does not provide an effective contrast with respect to the last sentence of the question. So option C can be eliminated. Finally, moving on to option D, mathematical science was the second most popular course among women. Now, this too cannot fill in the blank because mathematical science being second most popular will not try to show contrast in the significant gap in the courses. So we're looking for an option that tells us that there were courses where the gap was less. That's what option A does. So A is the right answer.